Hey guys, how's it going? Name's Will. Today we're doing a corporate shoot for Bell Let's Talk. Let's get going. This is a standard interview setup. By the way, let me get started on this cart, this rock and roller cart. Oh my goodness, so good, just amazing. It carries so much weight. The wheels are really big and durable. I walk over cement and snow and mud and grass in downtown Toronto. It's the rock and roller R12, and as you can see, I'm loading on quite a bit of stuff in there. This one case right here has about 6 or 7 stands inside of it, light stands, one of which is a C stand. So it's a really heavy case, and the 2 cases below that are just as heavy, and this cart just, you know. So yeah, like I said, standard interview type deal, 3-point lighting setup, boom mic, lav mic, etc. For 8cam, I'm using the usual. It's an FX3 with a 24-70 f2.8. I have the Ninja V on there, and I have the boom microphone hooked up to the XLR input on the handle of the camera so that I don't have to sync later, just to make things quicker. For the boom mic, I'm using an MKE Sennheiser, MKE 600. For the key light, I might be going all over the place right now. For the key light, I'm using a Nanlite 300B. Really bright and versatile and beautiful looking light. I use it for literally everything. And then over to the B cam over here, it's the A6500. That's all I have right now. It's an FX3 and an A6500. And I have on there a 50mm Viltrox lens at f1.8. But that 50 is giving us a 75mm equivalent to full frame. And I think that's a pretty good range for at least like a B cam type setup where you're gonna wanna be a little bit closer to the person and more punched in. Also, I've got like a little Yongnuo tube light over there. It basically just a little bit of a kick, like a hair light. And last but not least, the lavalier microphone. The hero of the day is the Tentacle Sync E. First of all, I always use lavalier microphones and boom microphones at the same time because it's good to have a backup, but also sometimes one sounds better than the other, so you need to use one of them or both of them in some cases. Very rare cases though. But the thing with the Tentacle Sync is that it's so easy to monitor from just literally your phone. You can set the levels from your phone. You can record and stop recording from your phone. And it's also a 32-bit float recorder, so it's way easier to recover clipped audio. Or it's much harder to clip your audio, I should say. And it's been a life changer for me for weddings, corporate shoots like these. And it also has time code embedded in it, and they also sell time code generators for your cameras. So they have like a whole ecosystem that I'm kind of saving up for and I'm trying to get into. Okay, that's enough about the setup and the gear. Now I'm just going to show you what the shots look like and how I quickly color correct them. So this is what the shots look like. I'm just going to play them real quick. So I'm happy with the results. One thing to keep in mind is we actually filmed in HD, and the reason we did that is because we had a really short turnaround time to try and get the video done. So we wanted to keep the file sizes small and manageable to edit with. And also to make things even quicker, we didn't shoot in log. We shot in S-Cinetone on the FX3. But the issue is the A6500 doesn't have S-Cinetone. So I searched it up, and there's this guy on YouTube. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name, but he did a lot of tests. I'm gonna put the link in the description for this video. He basically figured out the best picture profile settings to use on the A6500 or similar cameras to get it to look the same as S-Cinetone. And I tried it, and it actually works. So these are the shots. These are actually color corrected. I'm gonna show you the raw. This is the raw. Okay, I'm gonna go into the color tab. So this is the FX3 S-Cinetone, and this is the A6500 S-Cinetone. Now you might be wondering, why is it soft? Well, that's because we're shooting in HD, and the A6500 shoots HD differently than the FX3. The FX3 downsamples from 4K, so it gives a really sharp looking HD image, but the A6500 doesn't downsample. It does something called pixel binning, which is a worse way of shooting in HD. So basically, Try not to shoot in HD with A6500. This is why it looks softer. But colors wise and exposure wise, that picture profile setup, the settings from that YouTube video, worked flawlessly. After importing this, I still wanted to tweak it a little bit. I wanted to slightly lower the exposure and add a little bit of contrast and warmth. So I did that to both of them with just a few clicks. And as you can see, again, don't pay attention to the sharpness, but color and exposure wise, it got pretty close. I'm really happy with how closely I was able to get an A6500 to look to an FX3 with minimal work. And I could show you my color correction here, and what I did actually is it's very simple. Like on the A6500, all I did was I bumped up the contrast a little and the highlights, and I dropped the shadows. That's it. And also, it was a little bit too warm for my liking, so I just dropped that to -4. But that was nitpicking at this point. And that's it on the FX3. Very similar. But on the FX3 it was actually brighter to begin with, so I dimmed down the highlights a bit just to make it more flattering on the face. Everything else quite similar though, and as you can see, they look pretty good. So I'm happy with these results. If you noticed I did something wrong or weird, drop it down in the, in the comments. All right, that's it for me today. Take care.